What up, guys? So we're out doing another inspection from our ugly roof experiment, and my name's Cody. I'm with commercialroofer.com. If you have no idea who I am or what I'm talking about when I say ugly roof experiment, last month we hired a 20-year-old girl from the other side of the world that knows nothing about roofing, and we gave her a script, we gave her a spreadsheet to track what she does, and a pipeline to keep track of all the prospects, and she's been calling, cold calling, and booking us for inspections. So we're walking you guys through everything from how we book the inspections to the entire sales process all the way through. So we just pulled up to another property. We're gonna go inside. We're gonna talk to them about all the questions we have just to make sure we understand who are the decision makers, what's the decision-making process, and then we'll hop up on the roof. And hopefully, because this roof is way taller than the ladder that we have in the back of the truck, since I am, part-time roofer now, hopefully they have a roof hatch. So we'll go inside and get this all figured out. Apparently, when you've been out of the game for a little while, you forget to ask if they have roof access. And I took for granted they didn't. That's why you shouldn't make assumptions. So I'll have to find another ladder. For whatever reason, just made the assumption I should have asked you when I was texting you the other day. So anyways, a little bit later than anticipated, but we'll be back over there here in about an hour or so.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk soon. More often than not, I obviously want to come prepared and I want to, show up and be Johnny on the spot. But the reality is like shit does happen. And so I took for granted, I didn't ask the right questions when I was talking to this guy the other day. And because I couldn't get him on the phone, we were just going back and forth in text. And when I looked at the roof on satellite, I assumed, which, you know what happens when you assume, but I assumed that there was a roof hatch, right? Or access to the building. And so instead of just like leaving the property, going and taking care of it and coming back and trying to do it, I wanted to kind of address it face on. So I think you guys probably just heard me, make the phone call, and it was like a little embarrassing, but you just got to take that stuff head on. And, people are understanding if you're just honest with them and you just let them know like what the deal is. So. Not only is the contractor section not open, apparently they don't want you entering through the exits. Excuse me, extension ladders that way?
18. I like when you start slowing down the driveway.
Yeah. Thank you. $500. We're gonna pay for this one. Without a ladder rack on the truck, because we're only part-time roofers, we're gonna have to lay the 32-footer like across the bed and the actual cab. And so obviously I don't want it scratching the cab, so we'll have to get a cushion or something to lay there. All right, I'm gonna ask these guys real quick. Where could I find do you guys have like any sponge cushions like for roofing? 52? Okay, cool. Whatever, let's make it work. Thank God we got the military discount, saved us like $50, so let's roll. We're gonna get back over here and realize we need a 40-footer probably. But no, thanks to homeboy Charles and the gang over at Lowe's, they got us all squared away and got us dialed in. We actually ran into my old sales manager, which happens to be my cousin by marriage too. So he helped me get everything tied down here on the Raptor. And yeah, we're like we're a roofing truck in disguise today. We're like a service truck in disguise. So we're gonna go knock this out. It's interesting though. Like, I mean, look, we had the whole day planned out. We thought we were good to go. We thought, you know, I had the truck packed up. I thought we'd be able to just like access the roof through a hatch or whatever, you know, a stair, you know, internal staircase or whatever they had set up. Things don't go that way, right? We've got hurdles, we've got objections that we've got to just roll with the punches on. And I feel like humans in general, they talk about like toughness or, you know, overcoming adversity or like resilience. And it's like, people throw those words around like they're just amorphous terms, right? So people toss these words around and they don't really know what they mean. So like, if you've been in my world or if you've known me for any amount of time, you know that I like core principles. And so thinking through like what it takes to be successful in the roofing industry or maybe even just entrepreneurship in general, it's like, dude, you got to be tough. And so like your baseline, to me, like toughness is just like, what is your baseline? And so if somebody is more tough, one guy's more tough than the next guy, it's just that he has a higher threshold for pain, right? Or for discomfort. And so you got to have like a high level of toughness when you're in business, because shit doesn't always go the way as you guys are seeing here in this video. And then also like resiliency, another amorphous term. Like, are you resilient? I don't know. Most people don't know what that means. But like, to me, resiliency is like whatever your baseline is, your baseline for toughness. It's like resiliency is just the variance of like how far off track can you get from that baseline, right? The resiliency is like, you know, how far offline can I get from my baseline of toughness and still have the patience and the wherewithal to operate at a high level. And so anyways, we're doing the thing, and yeah, I think we're just a couple minutes away from the job site. We'll hop up there and get this dude taken care of. Just knocked out the conditions report, but the reality is like, dude, this situation that we came across today is nothing short of what you're gonna see anywhere in any part of the business or in life in general. So like, when things hit you sideways, when they knock you down, when they kind of like, you know, knock you off course, it's like, yeah, that shit happens. And like, you just have to know that at any point in time, like the only thing that's going to keep you from being successful or that keeps us from attaining our goals is decision fatigue. So like, we had to make a decision, like how the hell were we going to get on the roof? There was no roof access. We didn't have a tall enough ladder. So it's like, dude, we just start making calls, figure out the closest place that we need to go get a ladder. We spend a little bit of money to make it happen, and we get up here and we get the job done. And like, that should just be an analogy for how you approach life and how you approach business. So we're gonna finish up the rest of what we need to do here. We're gonna get our stuff loaded back up and get on the road so we can get off to the rest of our day. Yeah, hard work does pay off. I think it's like, you know, what does hard work actually mean? You know, sometimes people say hard work or smart work, like, you know, don't work hard, work smart. But I think, especially in an industry like roofing, where it is becoming like convoluted, we have more roofers every day. You know, there's not a huge barrier to entry when it comes to starting a roofing company. The reality is like, you got to work smart and hard. And the big difference that I see with all the roofing companies that I get to deal with on a day-by-day basis, the big differentiator for those guys, man, is like, can you make quick decisions, or does it take you a long time to like muddle over things to then make a decision, you know, months or years down the road? And if you asked me like, hey, what is the one differentiator between the people that do move quickly and have ultra success in roofing versus the people that don't, the reality is it's just how quickly can they make decisions. But like, this roof doesn't even need anything right now, really. I mean, it's very minor repairs. It needs the drains cleaned out, and like, there's not a whole lot of money to be made right here. So like, less than $1,000 to get this guy, you know, kind of squared away, if you will. But we're not thinking about it as like this transaction. So if anything, dude, we landed a relationship. And so as far as I'm concerned, we took this roof off the streets today. We just made it unavailable to our competitors in the area. And so now, like, whether this guy, you know, pays us now or he pays us down the road, like, we basically set the hook and we're in.